Start, a college football podcast for everyone and everyone else. I'm your host, John Buhler, lead writer for FanSided. I'm joined today by a man whose college football head coach did not get into the Hall of Fame this week. He didn't get into the Hall of Fame this week, neither did I, but we're going to put seven people, a magnificent seven people, into the first class of the False Start Hall of Fame. It's going to be epic. It's going to be great. I couldn't be doing this without my colleague and my co-host, the delightful Cody Williams, content director, fansided.com. How are you?
I don't know if you saw the tweet that had the picture, the Halloween picture of Bill Belichick as the fisherman and Jordan Hudson as the mermaid, and said the Hall of Fame voters looked at this and were like, "Nah, bro, he's got to suffer some consequences for this." That's how I'm doing.
Look, I know you're going to the Super Bowl and you got to probably like bite your tongue on a few of these things, but I have no respect for Hall of Fame voters. And really like any sport. Like we see people like, we saw who's on the committee there. It's basically 32 people, one from each franchise, some at-large people, and there's at least five or six people on there I have no respect for. It's the same thing with Baseball Hall of Fame too. It's like, can we? I feel so bad for Dan Fouts and James Lofton trying to navigate this f hole.
No, dude, like I mean, I will choose my words carefully, but the sanctimonious nature of Hall of Fame voters, like it bothers the absolute hell out of me, man. And like
It's
baseball is worse than the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Don't get me wrong, baseball is way worse. Like Ichiro's not a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. Like get the F out of my face. Like what are we talking about? Like just because you like want to protect some bullshit, like I don't know. I like some like meaningless like old baseball like record. Like it's so stupid. And like the Belichick stuff, look, I understand like he has a torrid history. Like, let's be clear about that. Like, we have Spygate, like multiple cheating scandals associated with him. He's also not well liked on top of that. But that last part shouldn't affect anything in the Hall of Fame voting. Like, you and I differ, I know this in baseball, you and I differ on the steroid era. Like, you're like, get him the hell out of my face. I don't want to deal with, like, they ruined their chances of the Hall of Fame. I don't care. It was the era of baseball. Let him in. It's if you're telling the story of baseball, that's part of it. But voters don't like unanimously follow that in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and that's what kills me. I love him to death. David Ortiz is in the Hall of Fame, and he has PED connections. Uh,
yeah.
Bob Nightingale didn't vote for any PED users, but voted for Omar Vizquel, who
Mhm.
is
Has
has some
yeah, has,
history.
yeah. He also doesn't call them the Braves. He calls them Atlanta. Have some stones, Bob Nightingale. You're more pathetic than Florence, dude.
Yeah, like I just
That's fine. I said that you left.
we need to completely revamp how we do the Hall of Fame process. That's where I'm at. And I will give baseball some credit. They are starting to do that with kind of like their new measures to try to get people in. Hasn't been 100% effective yet, but they are trying to start to institute new measures to kind of rectify some of this stuff. So like at least baseball is at the forefront like of trying to do something.
I did see that people who write for like online publications like MLB.com, like the guys like Mark Bowman of the world who cover the Braves who are fans, is fantastic. Like
Hmm.
had to wait extra time because apparently that didn't count. And then
Hmm.
he went in there, he's like, I probably should have been able to do this 10 years ago, but I had to wait 10 more years. And now I finally get to do that. So like it's unbelievable. Hopefully our colleague Robert Murray gets to do this sooner or later. And hopefully we have some say in that, which we won't, but that's okay.
No, I mean Robert's got to be getting close. He's a young buck, so
Yeah.
you got to have 10 years, I think, is what it is, and so like he's definitely not there yet, but he's getting there. I do want to shout out Boston's own Dan Shaughnessy,
Oh
who's
God.
he's an idiot. I love him to death though because he does stuff like his Hall of Fame ballot had Dustin Pedroia and no one else on it. So.
Yeah, I love how Anthony DeComo didn't put Andrew Jones in there because he played for the Braves, and
Yeah,
I love how Rob Parker didn't have anybody on his ballot. And
that's
then
just
also,
killing trees, honestly. Like,
yeah, yeah, I know. And then with the NFL stuff, it's they couldn't figure this out. We need to have more than just two Hall of Famers on there.
Mhm.
Like we need to put more people in there who actually played the game and did this. I think it's cool they've got a representative of each city and everything like that, but like you can't have the Bill Polians of the world and just running court there. I mean, I think this you want to add more to the Colts curse. You really want to do that. You want to add some more bad karma there, and then also shout out or not shout out to Eli not getting in either.
Dude, I mean, like, I think Eli will eventually get in,
Yes,
but like, he
yes,
is the perfect case for someone who should have to wait a little bit because
Yeah.
like his career is propped up because of two unforgettable Super Bowls. And again, my idea of the Hall of Fame is does it tell the story of the sport of the league? And Eli Manning and his Giants like beating the Patriots, though is particularly the 18-0 Patriots at the time, like though that's something that is part of the story of football. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for that. He has not done anything else or did not do anything else in his career to be Hall of Fame worthy.
No, I know half my family is Giants fans, and I'll say this: he's on my Mount Rushmore of most overrated quarterbacks I've watched and covered growing up. So,
Yeah.
and I'll put other people on blast. I don't care if I get ripped for this. Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Ben Roethlisberger are also on that level too.
Aaron Rodgers is more talented than those other two.
Yes,
Yeah, I'll give
but
you
he
that.
he did less with more talent.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, he
And
underachieved for sure.
there's a couple of guys that are still playing right now that kind of need to win one. And I'm not going to say who they are, but they play in the AFC right now.
Yeah, 100%.
And on that note, we're open to work. We obviously false started here. Let's get going with some good bull here with our first and 15 with Fernando Mendoza he's gonna keep us updated with his LinkedIn profile. I mean, he's open to work, but I think some of the people who root for the team he's gonna play for wish they could get out of jail free card.
No, 100%. It's Fernando, the first thing that he did after winning the national championship, of course, was update his LinkedIn with like a I believe he actually said the line like, "Here's what winning a national championship taught me about B2B marketing," which is just incredible stuff. And then
Uh,
put himself as open to work, which, in fairness, he is. That's not incorrect. Honestly, this makes me love Fernando even more. Like I think he is truly just like one of the few remaining wholesome things that are like purely wholesome things remaining in sports.
Absolutely. He's Fernando Mendoza the fifth.
Yeah.
He's had ties to what, like Yale, Cal, and now Indiana. So three really great schools. He can go to Yale, but he could have gone there if he wanted to. Um, it's all this placating. He's going to the Raiders, dude. And
Yeah.
like Clint Kubiak or Davis Webb's going to be his head coach. We know who that's going to be.
God, that is like two ends of the spectrum. Like, I don't think Davis Webb should be a head coach.
Clint Kubiak has been described as a wet blanket, and apparently he's got the personality of it. So yeah.
I mean, in fairness to Clint Kubiak, though, all of the negative, like anything you have to say about Clint Kubiak that's negative in terms of what he's done as an offensive coordinator, I think you can just blame Derek Carr for. So,
I'm just thinking about personality. I mean, he's also going to be over there with like whatever that weird Cabbage Patch doll that is Mark Davis. Also, who's leaving the Cardinals head coach? It's probably going to be Raheem Morris, I think.
that would be terrifying. I know Vance Joseph was the favorite at one point. We'll see. Man, we've got some NFL teams cooked up, and the Cardinals are one of them for sure.
Yeah, very proud of Fernando Mendoza and his life and his ability to use the internet. Apparently, he just has LinkedIn and YouTube on his phone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, respect, man. I wish we could be that way. In our line of work, it's not really feasible, but it would be nice sometimes.
No, I have LinkedIn, I have YouTube. I share all of our videos on LinkedIn. So if you
Yeah.
want to check that out, please, that's a really great way to see what we're doing on the show. You really get plugged in. I've been finding success with the LinkedIn. Twitter, that's just throwing a firecracker into a hallway, brother.
Throwing a firecracker into a black hole, like truly.
And then Facebook's basically like, jumping out of your pod and going into space like you're Star-Lord or something.
Yeah, Facebook. I have no idea how any of my friends are doing anymore. All I get is just stuff that I didn't ask for on there. I watched one snake removal video, and all I have is snake videos on my
Dude,
Facebook.
people lifting up like the machine metal in the woods and
Herping,
there's
they're herping. Yeah, I got all the herping videos.
uh you get that I get people with like crazy hair that they're braiding or
Yeah,
earwax extraction videos.
I get those. I get the pimple popper videos as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean that's like ASMR almost.
I don't even know what that stands for, but
Oh, I have no idea either. I just know it's supposedly soothing. It's not really soothing, but like I enjoy it.
no, and then there's also like really bad and incorrect Atlanta Falcons articles that aren't true at all. And then The worst part's like I'm pretty good at telling what's real and what's not on the internet, and nobody in my family can.
Oh no, God, no, no.
No, but that's why we need the shining beacon of hope, the light, the one who's going to save us. Fernando Mendoza to guide us all the way. He is the eternal flame there in Southern Nevada. I'll tell you that much.
100%. I mean, he's gonna make Sin City. Maybe he might ditch the nickname. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how wholesome this guy is.
I mean, Sin City will call it I don't know, the virtue capital of the world or something like
That's
that.
right.
And I don't know what jersey number he's going to wear. Maybe it's going to be 10. So let's do our next topic here with some TIN spin.
Yes,
This
sir.
is going to be great. This is going to be dumb. I'm gonna we're gonna do this random college football team generator. We're gonna do this, and I think you talked about this on the previous episode about how there's gonna be jersey sponsorships available to college teams now, more revenue, things of that nature. So am I missing anything else here, or are we gonna just spin, brother?
No, so I mean, I teased that I wanted to do this with you, and you suggested doing it with the random football generator, which will keep us like halfway on the rails, which I think is the goal of most of the things that we do on this show. So yeah, it's I think it's going to work out nicely.
Yeah, so I don't know, just it's instead of having like a Nike logo, they'll have something else on there for Oregon, is basically in addition to the Nike
100%.
logo.
Yeah.
So here's how we're gonna do this. We're just gonna spin and see what happens. All
Hell
right.
yeah. I'm hoping I don't get us in trouble with this because I've got some ideas that I can't say.
Did you hear that on my computer? Because it did spin and it made a noise.
I didn't hear it, so that did not come through.
Oh, wonderful. First team we've got up here is the Florida Gators.
The Florida Gators. I'm gonna go sun-kissed. Let's get a sun-kissed logo on there because like sun-kissed used to be relevant. I haven't had a sun-kissed in like a decade though.
I mean, it's probably been bought by some sort of corporation. Maybe Keurig Dr. Pepper or Coppertone sunscreen.
That's right. Shark Week.
Shark Week retainer. All right, next spin.
Oh, shouts out Jim McElwain always.
The Houston Cougars.
The Houston Cougars. I don't know, like the first thing that pops to mind is like a local strip joint. Like in Bad News Bears when he gets the
Bail bonds, yeah.
yeah.
Well, since we can't do that, maybe we put like a Landry's logo because Tillman Fertitta owns the
Yeah.
team.
Probably makes more
But,
sense.
or you can put something where you're drilling, so maybe some ExxonMobil on
There we
there.
go. Yeah, let's get some oil money in there.
All right. Next one up, number three. Oh, hell yeah. The Tennessee Volunteers.
There's a lot of ways we can go at this one, man.
I mean, Jimmy Haslam would definitely want to put Pilot Flying J on there.
Yeah, but I think we got to go other somewhere else because like Tennessee probably wants to distance themselves from that.
How about McDonald's for Jeremy Pruitt?
McDonald's would be good. The
Or,
other
or
the other idea I had since Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane, is the mayor of Knoxville, WWE can also can get their dip their toes in the SEC a little bit with Tennessee.
this would really compromise my relationship. Why don't you put a Dolly Parton's face on there for Dollywood or
There we
something
go.
like
Hey,
that?
Dollywood would be kind of sick. That would be actually pretty good.
You know what? Yeah, I love that. This is all right. Number four. What do we got
You
here?
you could break out a blue jersey and make it like the Splash Country jersey.
It's all about the Miami Hurricanes.
Oh, oh my God. We're just cooking with gas right now. I love that. Um, Miami. Let's go like I think Club Live. I think that's what we got to do. Like I think we got to go like a Miami hotspot. Like Miami's all about itself. You know that. And like I think they want to like brand that's exclusive to Miami. So yeah, Club Live. That's where I'm going.
Either that or the who sponsored Dan Marino?
Oh God, what was it? The only one I'm thinking of is Nutrisystem.
Um, the one who were free it in, I think it was Mastercard or
That's
something.
right. I think you're. I'm thinking of old Dan Marino doing the Nutrisystem ads.
Club Live. All right, spin number five. This is so much fun.
I'm very glad we're doing this.
Um, we are Penn State. This is so obvious. It's Sheets, brother.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. Sheets. And someone else gets Wawa because you don't deserve Wawa.
You're getting Sheets.
Yeah, you're
Um,
getting sheets done.
now that he's in State College, how many times do you think Matt Campbell gets Sheets a week?
I think a week. I was gonna go
Yeah.
by the day, brother. I was gonna say like twice a day. So that'd be 14 times a week. Breakfast and dinner. Let's go.
Better than my wife's cooking. All right, that was number five. Let's do number six.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you went ahead with sheets. Penn State was one of the ones I could have gotten in trouble with.
We're gonna get in trouble here with Ole Miss.
Oh God. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. Solo cups.
Yes.
Get like involve the Grove, get the solo cups going in there. Solo cup sponsorship.
I don't think I can top that. I think that's or if Lane Kiffin was still there, Zara.
Oh yeah, 100%. If Lane was still there, Zara.
No, but Solo, we can't top that. All right. Number seven.
With Pete Golding there tampering in the transfer portal, maybe we need some like, bust a cheater like app.
Western Union, maybe.
Yeah.
Another place likes to spend a lot of money on the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
We went Exxon for Houston.
Yeah,
Let's go mobile for Texas Tech. We gotta go oil money.
yeah. I think it's the same company. So if we're gonna go further outside of that, this person doesn't own stock in ExxonMobil because that's you gotta have a well-diversified portfolio. New oil money.
Oh,
Let's
oh,
put the Citgo.
there we go. Hell yeah, you know I'm all about the sit go. We
The
could also
Cit
go we could also go Pampers since there's a lot of shaking babies going on.
Trey Young was a twinkle in his dad's eye when his dad was balling at Texas Tech. Pampers, brother.
That's right.
You're gonna get pampered and love it because that'll be the day that I die. All right, number eight. It's gracious. We got our first G5,
Hit me with it.
and it's not a good one. It's near you. It's UTEP.
UTEP. Okay. I can't say the first thing that came to my mind. Um, let's go with let's go Whataburger. That's a Whataburger spot for sure. That real Southwest footprint. Whataburger.
I love it. That's how they become. That's how they become like a national power here.
Yeah,
Or if you're the Sun Bowl, Tony the Tiger,
there we go. 100%.
it's better than all sips.
That's right. Yeah, we're not going all subs. That'd be New Mexico State if we got
All
that.
right, all right. Number nine.
Oh man, but no, to your like while this is spinning, like that was one of my big points on the solo episode was like a program like UTEP getting a jersey sponsor. I think we like might be underestimating how important that is for a program like that.
This is prime real estate here. This one's really, really good. We got to think about this long and hard because we got Stanford.
Oh, Stanford's good. Okay. I mean, a lot of options to choose from in Northern California. Um, Stanford.
I would probably say just Google, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm with Sergey Brin and like Larry Page right there. Like, come on,
Yeah.
that's pretty
I think that's the move. Google. Get that
Google.
Google money in there.
Yes. Yeah. All right, our last one. I don't know if we can top that, but we're gonna have to.
Okay. Kurt Signetti might file a lawsuit because Google's on there.
All right, we're gonna live it up here. Let's go crazy with Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay. Again, gonna bite my tongue on some certain things that are going on. Um,
Okay, it can't be Target because they all sponsor Target up there. It's got to be
yeah,
something different.
it can be Target. We got to go different. What about Mall of America? What if we got a Mall of America sponsorship?
I don't hate that. I'm trying to think of other corporations up there. Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Or what's a good place you can get sweater vests at for PJ Fleck?
J. Crew, baby.
All right, what's the best one that we had of those?
I mean, I'm a big fan of God. Not to toot my own horn. Solo cups for Ole Miss is pretty good. Also big fan of you mentioned Coppertone for Florida, which is hilarious.
Um, my God, that is good. I love McDonald's and honestly,
Oh,
so
McDonald's, yeah.
honestly, Solo Cup's the best one, dude. That's so unbelievable.
I have
And
no
you know,
idea where Solo Cups is headquartered, but whatever.
I'm gonna look that up. Solo Cup.
I'm gonna take a guess and I'm gonna say something random like Ohio.
Okay. Please don't give me a virus. What's Wikipedia say? This is what I need. Solo Cup. It's a Solo Cup company, apparently.
Hell yeah.
Um, you can get them at Ralph's. Solo Cup company.
Lake
Um,
Forest, Illinois.
okay, so
I was right with Midwest. Hell yeah.
I mean that's like what Chicago, yeah. This, there we go. I didn't go up there when I was there. I should have done that. I feel like I made a huge mistake.
Speaking of another sponsor for Tennessee that is local, Bush's Baked Beans is not far from
All
Knoxville.
right, we've talked about this before. North Carolina, what's their sponsorship?
Bojangles. It's got to be Bojangles.
And Georgia, it's got to be Creature Comforts and Lyft.
Yeah, so you said Creature Comforts. I threw out Terrapin the other day. So I think
Hmm.
because like in Terrapin, headquartered in Athens.
Yeah, Terrapin's headquartered there.
Yeah.
Zaxby's is also in Athens too.
Yeah. Or Moe's. Moe's would be a good one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else would be good.
Willie's would be funny.
Yeah. Georgia Tech could be Waffle House.
Oh hell yeah. I mean it goes with the jerseys. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable. What's the cookout? Cookout's
Cookout's NC State because that's from Raleigh. So yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then well, Wake Forest, they can't do half of theirs.
Just in Marlboro.
Enough we get smoking through the filter here, but let's put a team on a team, bro.
Yes,
This is
sir.
gonna be fun. This is gonna be really dumb. This is gonna take up half our show because it's technically takes up the middle part of our show. With it being the Super Bowl coming up and Cody being in Santa Clara, getting really acquainted with the Bay Area, we decided to bring a segment back that we did, I think, 2 years ago. Let's see
Mhm.
what changed. We're going to take every team in the NFL, AFC first, then we're going to do a slight break for NFC, and say what the college football equivalent is.
Mhm.
I think what we'll do, we'll just go by NF divisions, and then we'll say
Perfect.
like, okay, like if I say a team here, I'm like, I've got them later, or what they got here, and we'll just go.
Yeah.
Let's start with you. Let's start with the AFC North. Who do you have as who is the Baltimore Ravens of college football?
I have Michigan down. And obviously, like the Harbaugh connection plays into that. Now Jesse Minter as well. But like I also think that both Michigan and the Ravens have like a high baseline that you're never going to fall below that. But they also like haven't had as much success as you would probably want them to.
I have Michigan as one of my 32. I've got a team that I think is similar to them that would check the box at Michigan. I've got the Oklahoma Sooners.
Okay, yeah, that's a good call. I have Oklahoma later.
We're talking like traditional powers. We're talking teams that when they win really well, they win with defense.
Hmm.
They've won some championships. One of the best jobs in the sport. Should have won more.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let's move on to the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm really proud of mine.
I have the Kentucky Wildcats.
Let's go. It's the same fan base too. It's wonderful, man.
Yeah, so I went with Kentucky because it's like I feel like the Bengals and Kentucky are in the same boat where your ownership has money. They're just cheap, just like Kentucky just won't support the football program in addition to the basketball program. Like there are pieces there. There are times where the Bengals and Kentucky are exciting. There are also times where it's like, my God, what are we doing? Why is Zach Taylor still your head coach?
I don't actually have Kentucky anywhere on here, but I think that that one's really good. Mine, I was looking for the same sort of thing, like fun, bad, and cheap, and
Yeah.
and innovative too. Because I mean, the Bengals are the home of the hurry up offense of the West Coast.
hmm Yeah.
That's the Virginia Tech Hokies, baby.
Hell yeah. I have Virginia Tech later, but I like
just
that.
just Beamer ball, really beholden to one coach. Some of the best, had some of the most fun teams that never won anything, like Michael Vick, Joe Burrow, Beamer
Yeah.
Esiason. Hopefully, Ken Anderson gets in this weekend. That'd be good.
We can hope, man. What a
That
guy.
must, he inspired our mustaches. I mean,
That's right. That's right. 100%.
all right. Cleveland Browns.
I have Tulsa. Um, in Tulsa's case, like they're the least resource program or program in college in FBS college football. It's a very uphill battle. And the Browns are also the least resource NFL team because Jimmy Haslam is their owner and he has the fewest brain cells of any NFL owner.
Shout out to Todd Monken getting that job.
Did you see the quotes from when he was like the OC where he was like telling opposing coaches like it's such a mess here. I can't wait to get out.
That's a wonderful Jim Schwartz. It's like you can go to hell.
Oh my God.
It's unbelievable here. So I went with the team. This is one I was really proud of too. I sat there, I'm thinking like, okay, what's a team that's got a very proud fan base, doesn't win a lot, won a lot a long time ago, just has really meddling owners and boosters, and when it's bad, it's absolutely trash awful. That's the Arkansas Razorbacks.
That's a good one. I don't have Arkansas anywhere, but that's a really good call. I think that's better than Tulsa for sure.
All right, and then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't need to spend 3 seconds on this. Maybe you do.
No, I went Penn State.
Did you
Uh
really?
yeah, I went Penn State, man, because what have you won? Like you want like my like and you just like you uphold this tradition, but like you win so infrequently by how you hold yourself.
I went Penn State later for different reasons, and I'll get to that when we get to them. I've got the imitation Steelers, the Iowa Hawkeyes.
I mean, it's completely fair. I have Iowa somewhere else that I'm a little more proud of. I kind of thought outside the box there.
Also, really, the Mike McCarthy getting the job, just being really giddy and everything like that. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm not bullish on that as well, but he's coached three iconic franchises.
He was bad at one of them, which I know very well, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right, AFC North is done. Let's go down to what I have let's go to the AFC East next.
Hell yeah.
Buffalo Bills.
I have the Clemson Tigers,
That's
where,
that's a good one.
yeah, like I just look at them where, there's star power, Josh Allen, Dabo Sweeney, the quarterbacks who have come through there. There's been a lot of success, but like it always feels like something's just like not clicking. And especially currently, like something's just not quite getting there. Obviously, Clemson's gotten over the hump in a way that the Bills haven't, but nonetheless, I think there's a lot of parallels between the two.
I can see that. I've got Clemson later. For me, I got a team. What's a team that's never won anything? What's a team that has a lot of bandwagon fans all over the country? People are all about it. People want to root for them. But at the end of the day, when they get into the playoffs, they just throw up all over themselves. That's the Oregon Ducks.
I figured that's where you're going with this.
I also can contemplate Oregon for another franchise too. So that was a hard one. Initially, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm overthinking this. They're the Bills, man.
Was that franchise in the NFC?
No,
Okay, I have them for an NFC team, so we'll get there.
Lindabar. And then all right, the tabs are going nuts right now. Miami Dolphins.
I have Texas A&M.
Me too.
Hell yeah! I knew we were gonna cross over at least a couple times on this. Yeah, I mean, this is just A&M. Like, you have a very passionate fan base, but no offense to my good buddy Al, who is a Dolphins fan, God bless his soul, but like most of that fan base is idiots, and
Yeah,
like a lot of that is true for Texas A&M as well, and like overinflated expectations when you have the guy you didn't get it done. Like you had Dan Marino, for all the jokes we can make about him, one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen in the NFL, didn't quite get it done. Johnny Manziel, one of the best college football quarterbacks we've ever seen, didn't quite get it done.
yeah. That's kind of my thing. It's like very passionate fan base. Everybody kind of makes fun of you. You're overly beholden to like one star player who didn't win.
Yeah,
That's and then
yeah.
there's also, maybe the Miami part of it too is like you're overly beholden to like one really good year. For A&M, that's like 1936 or something.
Pre-World War II, yes.
All right, the New England Patriots.
I'm Alabama.
Me too. I think
And
that's too easy. You can't shake that.
no, I mean it's dynastic in the 2000s and 2010s. Obviously, you lost a what should be first ballot Hall of Fame head coach in Bill Belichick's case. What's going to be a first ballot college football Hall of Famer in Nick Saban. And now you're kind of in transition. The Patriots seem to be a little further along in their transition, but the parallels are very easy there.
I mean, we call them both the evil empires of their respective stadiums. I think we mostly call we call the Patriots the evil empire. I think we call Bama or Bryant Denny the Death Star. So
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
So that's two back-to-back ones. I'm wondering where you went with the New York Jets.
I went with Northwestern.
Let's go,
Uh,
brother.
the celebration of mediocrity is why I went with Northwestern. Like Northwestern is never like good. But like when they're like above average, like it's treated like they won the effing Super Bowl. And like that's the way the Jets are with like maybe they were in the playoff race. Like it's just sad.
I kind of went that direction. Maybe that's the better fit. I ultimately went with Wisconsin.
Okay. I can see that too.
So it's like you've got a really passionate fan base. It's not as big as you think it is, though.
Hmm.
The coaching and everything just puts people through the absolute ringer. I will say when they're good, both teams win with defense.
Yeah,
And
that's a good call.
there's really only one way to win at both places. You need to have power running game and defense. Because when you try to deviate from that, it doesn't work.
No, never has. Shouts out Luke Fickle though.
Couldn't even put Georgia in his top 25. I hope he
Cool.
puts a knife in a toaster.
A
I
lot of
have
things you
no,
can do with the toaster.
I know. And there's a lot of things we can do for the Houston Texans.
I have Michigan State. Like,
Okay.
and this is probably a personal thing, but like, even when Michigan State's good, I still have a really hard time taking them seriously. And that's kind of how I feel about the Houston Texans.
That's really mean. I don't think I have Michigan State anywhere.
That's really mean. You said.
Hold on. I think I have a team on here twice. Shoot. Okay. Um, so we'll get there when we get there. Um, yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter.
In fairness, I almost did that with Michigan State. So,
I did it with Michigan. So
hell yeah.
apparently. Okay. So, what do I have for what I have for the Texans? Oh, I've got the UCF Knights, the newcomers
Mm,
here. You know, they have some history. They've got some stuff going for them. When they're good, I don't trust their quarterback at all. And when
mhm.
they're bad, they are a steaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the Houston Texans are a team that can go 12 and 5 and then go 4 and 13 the next year. UCF can go 10 and 2 to 2 and 10.
Yeah. I mean, not dissimilar from Michigan State. I'm just saying.
No,
Michigan State's in
no.
the same boat.
I was kind of going like relative newcomer, but that's the same sort of
Yeah.
thing there too. All right, the Indianapolis Colts.
I have Florida,
Me too.
where, like, yeah, dude, like, when the Colts in Florida are good, like, they're good. They're really damn good. They have a lot of things going for them. Very passionate fan base, a little eccentric, but very passionate. When it's bad, it is awful. It is ass-tastic.
Yes. That's kind of my thing too. They can take advantage of a bad division.
Yeah, 100%.
We've got a couple of overlaps. That's been great. Anxious to see who you have for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I went with Ole Miss. I like
Okay.
Ole Miss here because, like, we've had a lot of fun with Ole Miss over the years, just like there have been a lot of really fun Jaguars moments. Like the Blake Bortles AFC Championship run was effing awesome. Like I enjoyed the hell out of that when that happened. I enjoyed this year's Jaguars team, quite frankly. But like at the end of the day, like you haven't gotten over the hump. You haven't quite done it yet. And that's kind of where Ole Miss is. Like they're the fun team that like just hasn't done it.
I have Ole Miss later. Growing up, I think there was a strange affinity for like the 99 Jaguars too.
Oh yeah.
People our age group have like I really love that team. Like with Fred Taylor and Jimmy Smith and Keenan
I
McCardell,
was about
Tony
to say Keenan
Vaselli,
McCardell was like my dude. I loved Keenan McCardell.
and then unfortunately Tom Coughlin's their coach.
You know, things
They
happen.
won They went 14-2, got to the AFC Championship, and they lost all three times to the Titans.
It's tough.
Unbelievable.
It's tough.
For me here, I've got a team that's just like I've got the Louisville Cardinals for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I like that. That's really good.
So you're looking at the two helmets. Like, when does a Jaguar have a blue tongue? When does a Cardinal have teeth? Um, even like when they're good, you're like, I don't trust this at all.
No.
When it's bad, it's awful. There's also like some sort of seedy things going on there too. And then but there's also been like some really fun teams and really fun players like Lamar Jackson, Mark Brunell, Fred Taylor, MJD, Michael Bush. Like there's that kind of things.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good call.
All right. And then I guess who's the next team we have?
The Titans.
The Tennessee Titans. Yes.
I have South Carolina here, and kind of in the same vein. Like a lot of these AFC South teams are in the same boat. Like the guiding premise is like when they're good, they're good. When they're ass, they're ass. Like in like to extreme degrees. That definitely applies to the Titans. That definitely applies to South Carolina. But I also think like we've seen South Carolina like get very close to like getting over the hump, getting like seeming like they're turning a corner and then fall back. And like we've also seen that from the Titans, whether it was under Vrabel, whether it was in the early 2000s. Like we've seen the Titans get close multiple times, just like we've seen South Carolina get close multiple times as well.
I don't have South Carolina anywhere, but I like that. I was meaner with mine. I went with the Pitt Panthers.
Okay.
You've had a lot of talented players there. You're so cheap.
Yeah.
It's so cheap and so meddling. It's just like I feel bad for their fan bases. It's like I want to see them have success. Like I want Mark Powell to get fired up on Saturdays. It's been really hard.
Oh man.
Yeah, Pitt Panthers.
I have Pitt coming in this next division that we're about to talk about.
All right, and we got the good old AFC West. Let's go with the Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos, I have USC. And kind of fits the same timeline. Early or late 90s, early 2000s, we really saw USC start to thrive and under Pete Carroll. And just like we saw the Broncos with Elway and really, at the end of his career, there were some flashes in the mid to or in the early 2010s for both of them as well. And obviously the Broncos got a Super Bowl. USC did not get a national championship in that span. But now we're kind of starting to see them tick back up, but there's also something we just don't trust with them. In the Broncos case, that's Bo Nix, and in the USC's case, it's Lincoln Riley.
I'm putting USC in for one of the ones I had for Michigan now because that was a good one. But for I get what you're saying with USC. I went with the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Okay.
There is some crossover with these two fan bases. I will say that.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good in the 90s. Had a pretty strong history beforehand. Then there was about a decade of just crap.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a head coach leading both teams that nobody likes.
Facts.
And then they got quarterbacks we don't trust, with that being Bo Nix, and then with what is Dylan Raiola, and I don't even know who's next. Is it Calandria at Nebraska?
Oh, please be. I'm looking it up right now.
I think it is.
I mean, that's a dream come true for yours truly, frankly.
I think it is Calandria.
Uh, I'm not seeing Calandria on our lads, but our lads is not like the end all be all. So maybe it is.
Anthony Calandria is an American college football quarterback from the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Hell yeah. This is my dream.
Yeah, man.
Dylan Raiola walked so Calandria could fly.
If any human can fly, it's Anthony Calandria.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, the Las Vegas Raiders.
I have Colorado.
Let's go.
There were some good moments like 20 years ago. Haven't been a whole lot of good ones since. And like also like I think with what with the Raiders moving to Vegas and being kind of like a spectacle at this point with like a stadium that truly does look like a Death Star, these days, and with Colorado hiring Coach Prime and kind of being a spectacle in itself, like I think there's some parallels there.
That's pretty good. I think that might be better than mine. But the Las Vegas Raiders are the Rebel franchise, and I guess the one that won't conform, is Notre Dame.
That's a good one.
And it's the Tim Brown crossover, and they haven't won anything since neither of them have won anything since the 80s.
Yeah, it's a good call.
All right. I mean, they got the Los Angeles Chargers.
This is where I have Pitt.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of talent on the Chargers. It's kind of the same process that you went through with Pitt. Like a lot of talent's been in LA or in San Diego, and you haven't won diddly. And like now it fits even more perfectly because now you've got a crazy person as the head coach of both of them.
That's fantastic. I've got a guy who's coached both the Chargers and this next team, the Stanford Cardinal.
Oh yes.
A lot of really good dudes who have played at both of these places. Fan base doesn't exist for the most part,
No.
and it's the Chargers are cheap, and Stanford I don't think wants to pay anybody for anything other than like other things to help society. Which please do, please help us, please.
You know what? Don't fund the football team. Do other things, please God.
You watched Veep before, right?
Yeah, Veep's hilarious.
I just saw the Clovis episode. That guy plays BJ in Righteous Gemstones. Please watch that
Oh,
show.
nice. I need to watch it. I need to buckle
Yeah.
down.
Craig.
I'm gonna have a lot of shuttling to do on during Super Bowl week because we're staying in San Francisco and like we're gonna have to go back and forth to Santa Clara and stuff like that. So I might dial up some Righteous Gemstones while I'm shuttling back and forth.
I respect that. That's good. And then we got the Kansas City Chiefs, the last one with the AFC.
I have Ohio State. And like I think it was pretty that was one of the first ones I wrote down. Like it just feels like the with the Chiefs now current this is definitely more of a current thing, but like the Chiefs are just born on third base. And like that's how the Ohio State has felt for a very long time.
I have Ohio State later for meaner reasons. This is where I've got Georgia.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes complete
Very,
sense.
very passionate fan base, very localized. Went a long time without winning, and then you became dynastic, and then you pulled back a little bit, thinking, "Oh, we can definitely three-peat." No, you can't.
Nah. Nah. It's hard. It's hard out there.
It's hard out there, and you know what else is hard? It's putting a team on a team. Part two, bro.
Part D.
NFC. All right, we got the Chicago Bears.
That's where I have Nebraska. And look, man, a lot of good things have come through the Chicago Bears. There's been some exciting moments. You haven't won diddly in a long, long time. And same with Nebraska. Like there have been some moments. I remember quite fondly the Ndamukong Suh Heisman run. Haven't won diddly, and not like I think the Bears are potentially trending in the right direction. I think Nebraska is potentially trending in the right direction, but you ain't there yet.
I feel that you may not like my comparison, but I'm going to do it this way. So we got a team that's very big fan base, usually punching bag for all of their rivals. Very, very beholden to like one particular year. Have had some great running backs over the years. Have very talented quarterback and a head coach that everybody thinks is really smart but hasn't quite gotten there. That's Texas.
It's a good call. It's a good. I'm
So
To be clear, I'm not very nice to Texas on this list when we
no,
get there. So
no, like Gil Sayers and Earl Campbell, Ricky Williams, Walter Payton, Arch, Caleb Williams. There
yeah,
you go.
100%.
All right, Detroit, the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions, I have, oh God, my eyes are going cross. I have Auburn,
Oh yeah.
and I understand Auburn's won national championship, so like that doesn't necessarily work, but it's more like when the Lions are bad, bad, it is as painful as when Auburn is bad, bad. And when the Lions are good, it's as exciting as when Auburn's good, good. And like I'm going more vibes based with that.
I've got Auburn as an NFC team. For me, I got with the Lions were once a dead franchise, and I'm talking about a team that had a death penalty. That's the SMU
That's
Mustangs.
a good call. That's a good one.
They both made the playoff the same year, and then they didn't make it the next year.
They both had some hella good running backs too.
Yeah, I know. They've had some hella good running backs. Yeah, I think it kind of fits there. We like Brett Lashley and Dan Campbell
100%. I would love to see those two in a room eating a shrimp cocktail. I'll tell you that right now.
at the Dan Campbell Steakhouse. We just slaughtered the animal right in front of him, man.
Ben Johnson's got a shrimp net. Or
Lieutenant Ben Johnson.
not Ben Johnson. I'm totally never mind. Just go on. I
It's
can't. My brain's
okay.
cooked.
Speaking of cook, let's go with people who wear cheese on their heads, the Green Bay Packers.
That's where I have Oklahoma. I have
Okay.
Oklahoma as the Green Bay Packers. Like, for me, it's underachievement. Like Oklahoma should have won a whole lot more than they have over the past decade plus, and they just haven't. The Packers haven't won a Super Bowl in over a decade now, a decade and a half that we're working on. Like it's proud tradition, very proud fan base, very localized fan base. There's nothing to do in Green Bay, Wisconsin. There's nothing to do in Norman, Oklahoma, but these two things. And you haven't quite been winning at the level that you probably should.
I've got Ohio State here. I think
Okay.
we've been riding for a decade. I think it's safe to say that the Packers and Ohio State are probably two of the nastiest fan bases we interact with on a regular basis. Very like never really bad,
Yeah.
always really good. You won a lot, but there's a reason that Ohio State's never repeated as national champions, and there's reasons why it's been a little challenging with Green Bay only winning what two Super Bowls in 30 years with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Not what you want.
But massive fan bases, you can go to any city in the country and you've got fans of both these teams.
100%. Yeah. Very national fan bases.
All right. Then the Minnesota Vikings next.
This is where I have Oregon.
Yes.
Very easy to get excited about the Minnesota Vikings on many separate occasions. Whether it was, the fan base talking themselves into JJ McCarthy, whether it was the Sam Darnold year before, going back to Dante Culpepper when you had Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Like, so many times you can get excited. I love the purple jerseys. As we know, purple is my favorite color. So, like, I love a lot about what this Vikings team is doing and, like, what they look like aesthetically. They haven't won jack shit. And Oregon's in the same boat, man.
This is where I have Ole Miss.
Okay, that's a good call. I mean, Ole Miss and Oregon minus the brand notoriety, not that dissimilar.
No, not really. And then we know Minnesota is the NFC version of Buffalo, basically.
Yeah.
So basically, like you kind of have to be born into it, like to be a fan of both of these teams. Maybe there's some crossover, but like there's some sort of impressionable thing, like we all do in the '98 Vikings. We've seen like some of the fantastic Ole Miss teams like this past year. Fun, cool uniforms, a lot of tradition, really know how to tailgate, have a good time. But I mean, the Vikings haven't been to a Super Bowl in 50 years. Ole Miss has never played an SEC championship. Ole Miss last won a national championship before there was a Super Bowl.
Skull Toddy, baby. Let's go.
Skull. What would be a skull toddy to drink? It's just alcohol in a cup.
That's right.
All right, we're moving on to my beloved Atlanta Falcons next.
I was actually somewhat kind. I went with Washington for
Oh,
the Atlanta Falcons.
that's really kind of you.
The way I was looking at it is I think with the Falcons, like I know they frustrate you to oblivion, but like they're never dog ass. You know what I mean? Like they're never like the worst team in the NFL. And like particularly in our lifetime, like we haven't really seen that too terribly often. And I think that Washington kind of embodies that as well. Like yes, we had one year that we're not going to talk about there, but like for the most part, Washington has a very high floor of what they're capable of doing. But I also think the ceiling's kind of depressed and like we've seen Washington, almost get there and get to a national championship game. We've seen the Falcons almost get there and get to a Super Bowl, but like haven't quite gotten it done yet.
Chris Chandler, eat your heart out. Also, the Washington's a stepping stone job, and I know what the Falcons are.
I didn't mean it that way, but it helps.
And I went with the team. It's like, what's a team what's like one of the oldest, best teams that's never won anything? A lot of wins, a lot of fun, crazy when it's good. That's West Virginia, baby. I mean, the Pat White and Michael Vick era, it's kind of similar there
Yeah,
too.
no, you're not wrong.
Uh, every team in the NFC has been to the playoffs more recently than us.
It's tough. It's tough out there.
It's tough out there. I had this last time, but I wonder if Pat McAfee he would have been about the culture. I wonder where he would have lived. We all know that's Buckhead. He would have lived in Buckhead.
Oh, he'd have lived in Buckhead, but frequented in Little Five. He'd have been in Little Five a lot.
He'd be in Neighbors every night.
Oh yeah, 100%.
uh, would he get kicked out of Dark Horse? Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
He'd sing Crazy Bitch, and everyone's like, please get off the stage. And a team that likes to get off the stage, let's go with the Carolina Panthers. Who do you have for them?
I've got Texas Tech.
Let's
Um,
go.
like we're seeing some things start to materialize for the Panthers, which is good, just like we're seeing with Texas Tech. Also hard to trust, quite a bit of that. I also think that a lot of the Panther, like when I look back on like the Panthers' runs to the Super Bowl, obviously not winning the Super Bowl, but making runs to the Super Bowl, I look at it very similarly to when Texas Tech had like highly prolific offenses, like with Cliff Kingsbury or with Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that. Like there was always that felt like something was missing, like a key component. And like For the Panthers, I think a lot of cases it was heart. I don't think they had a lot of heart in those teams, but in Texas Tech, it was the defense.
I've got another team from Texas. I got the TCU Horned Frogs.
That's a good one too.
Coming on about the same sort of time. I mean, I don't really know what the hell happened in the Southwest. That might have existed on the moon. We're too young to appreciate that stuff. But like you've had some really fantastic players over the years. You have like Cam Newton, you have LaDainian Tomlinson. You've been to some sort of championship settings. They're really fun to root for. They always have like fun slogans like, like keep pounding, and then you got the Hypno Toad. But when they get in the big stage, do you really trust them? No, they get squashed.
No, that's a really good one. That's a really good one.
All right, and then we got New Orleans Saints.
I went with Virginia Tech, because when run properly, this should be a good place to play football at both of them. Hasn't been run properly in a hot minute, man. And like you can think back to the glory years, they're still within recent memory for both of these for both this program and this NFL franchise. But we've got some rebuilding to do for sure.
We got some rebuilding to do here for me and mine. I went there. It's Penn State.
That's a that's fair.
I don't know if I could really expound too much on that, but like, there's reasons why a lot of people hate these two football teams, and
Yeah.
Pan Hills, Chick Stick Scars, and the the ants are forever, I guess.
The Aints live on, man.
I don't have to put a bag on my head with this next team because they kind of won the division sometimes. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, city after them.
That's where I went with Iowa. And I'm gonna liken the Tom Brady brief stint there to the end of the what divisions in the Big Ten. Like once divisions went away in the Big Ten, Iowa didn't stop playing for Big Ten champions. Once Tom Brady went away, the Buccaneers stopped playing for like Super Bowls. But like the Iowa and Buccaneers football, like I watch both of them and I have the same feeling of like, even when they're winning, I don't feel good about it. Like, I think that's just how I feel about Buccaneers football and how I feel about Iowa football.
That's a pretty good one. I got a team that actually wins. This is where I have Clemson.
Okay. Oh, Clemson's a good one.
So they've won championships before. Buccaneers have two Super Bowls. Clemson's got three national championships. They had a peak there in the 80s, 70s, 80s, both of them, where every time they win with defense. And then when they get away for that, they get in trouble. And
Hmm.
then you have Jameis flinging poo against the wall. You got whatever the hell we're doing with Cade Klubnik now, or what we were doing. Then you've also have like some ultimate soundbite coaches, for the with Dabo with Clemson, and then with the late John McKay, and then with John Gruden there,
Yeah,
and then you got the very quiet Danny Ford and the very quiet Tony Dungy.
that's right.
All right,
I'm not sure I've ever heard Todd Bowles speak, quite frankly.
it's he's not much of a speaker. That's not what he does. All right, did I go? I did this wrong. Whatever. I
We
did not have
went we
order.
went north and south. We're fine.
That's fine. Next up, your Dallas Cowboys.
Notre Dame. I'm not going to expound too much upon it. Propped up on a brand that hasn't won jack shit. Like that's really
No.
what it is. And
Oh,
and
this is
and the entitlement. Like I'm a self-aware enough Cowboys fan to know that the Cowboys and Cowboys fans are typically entitled, in the same way that Notre Dame fans are.
This is where I've got Tennessee. It's really, really good in the 90s, had some really good years beforehand. You got some weird boosters and owners here. You're decent, but like you're not what you should be.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, New York Football Giants. I did it again. God damn, I did it again. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. What do you got? What do you got for New York Giants?
I have the Florida State Seminoles. Um, Even when Florida State, like back, we can go back farther, like back in the 80s, like with Phil Simms and stuff like that. In the early 90s, like that's when Florida State was humming as like started humming as well under Bobby Bowden. Then you kind of had some just runs through the 2000 that kind of came out of nowhere, where you're talking about the Jameis run, where you're talking about the Eli Super Bowls, and now it's just kind of a big steaming pile of poo, and like not in a really good place.
I put Penn State down here twice, so I would put Florida State here too. I totally agree with everything you said. I can't believe I did this. This is what happens when you do it at the end of the day. You're tired.
It'd be like that, man.
All right, the Philadelphia Eagles.
I have LSU. Um, tip like LSU's like the dirty truth about LSU, they're never bad. the Eagles are never bad, but like even when they're good, sometimes it feels like the most dysfunctional place on earth. And they'll win national championships, they'll win Super Bowls in recent years, but like soon after, like all everything's going to go to hell. Like that's the story of both of these programs or this program and this franchise.
I have LSU later. I'm really proud of what I've got for LSU. This is the one that I actually stuck with Michigan.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
No one's happy when Michigan or Philadelphia win.
Yeah, it's fair.
Um, it's just one of those things where like, you've won some stuff, not as much as you did. You are a traditional power, you are a brand, a lot of great people, players there and stuff like that, but you're also just like, I think people it elicits a reaction of just like, I'm not happy for you, but
Yeah.
congratulations, I suppose.
Congratulations, I suppose.
All right, then we got the Washington Commanders.
I said local for the Commanders, and I went with Maryland. Just poorly run. Had a lot of really talented guys pass through both, and haven't won anything in a very long time, man.
I respect that. This is where I have Auburn.
It's a good one.
Throw morals out the door. Those don't matter. You've won championships. You have a lot of fun. Like when Auburn and Washington have a season that's great, it's just out of the blue and they just go on a roller coaster ride. The next year is like, oh, I think Auburn's gonna, be in a national championship conversations. They go 7-5. And Washington's like, oh, they're gonna make a run to the Super Bowl. They go like 6-11.
Yeah, that's a good call.
All right. NFC West, Arizona Cardinals.
This is where I went with Wisconsin. We know this can be a good job. We have seen the Arizona Cardinals be good and be fun for a very long time. Just like we've seen Wisconsin be a threat in the Big Ten perennially. When you get away from the formula and start trying to do dumb things that to try to like revolutionize things, it's when you really like it's when you draft Josh Rosen and then draft Kyler Murray the year after. Just like it's with like Luke Fickell trying to turn Wisconsin into an air raid team. Like I just think that it's two very proud historic franchises that, to your point earlier, have very small but very passionate fan bases. Or smaller than you would think, but passionate fan bases. Like you would think a Phoenix area team might have. Like there's a lot of people in Arizona, and there's not that many Cardinals fans. There's not many Cardinals fans in New Mexico right next door, and there's not many Wisconsin fans outside of the Madison area, quite frankly. And so, and now we're in a spot where like these organizations are being poorly run to the nth degree.
This is a poorly run franchise that hasn't won a lot of games and it's always kind of been a joke for losing. I'm gonna go with a team that's like this. It's Vanderbilt, man.
That's fair.
Been around for a very long time. When they have a quarterback that's fun, they win a lot of games, but at the end of the day, they don't punch it in.
Yeah.
Whether it's Kurt Warner, whether it's Jake Plummer, whether it's Carson Palmer, whether it's Kyler Murray, and then Vanderbilt, whether that's Diego Pavia, whether that's Jay Cutler, whether that's Austin Carter Samuels, whether that's Patton Robinette, you're just like, ah,
Shouts out to my 5'9" brother, Diego Pavia, by the way.
flying below the bees since 2003.
That's right. I'm like no not lying, like I'm legitimately the same size as Diego Pavia, which blows my mind. Like I'm 5'9", 195, and he came in at 5'9", 198.
Um, I don't want to say how much I weigh right now. I've lost some weight since going dry this month. It's been a month to do that for sure.
100%, yeah. No, I need a beer very badly. I'm very glad it's the end of the month.
All right, Los Angeles Rams.
That's where I have Georgia. Um, won a lot of titles, had multiple eras of doing so, and never like awful, never bad. Like I'm gonna liken the Jeff Fisher era to the Mark Richt era, where Jeff Fisher was, made a punchline because he was always gonna finish 8-8 or 9-7, but then like Mark Richt was always gonna finish 10-2 or 9-3, and like it's the very same thing. But now you have probably the best coach in the sport in both of these. Like Sean McVay is probably the best coach in the NFL. Kirby Smart is probably the best coach in college football. And you've won championships with these coaches, and you're a contender to do so every single year, even if you haven't quite gotten over the hump.
I respect that. I think that's cool. This is where I ended up putting. This is where I had Michigan here initially.
Okay.
I thought helmets.
I like it.
They,
I see
they
where
won
you're
they
at.
won they won championships around the same time. Like Michigan won in 97, the Rams won in 99.
Mhm.
Michigan won at 23, Rams won at 21. This is where I put USC.
That's a good one. I like that.
There's some crossover there. A lot of deep, really good football history. Kind of went away from what they are. They can get a little bit too into the glitz and glamour, and when they do that, they get in trouble. Every time USC has been good, they have some sort of blue collar ethos. The Rams are the same way.
100%. I like that.
All right, San Francisco 49ers.
This is where I have Texas. And
Yeah,
by the way people talk about the 49ers and by the way the people talk about the Texas Longhorns, myself included, I'm not guilty of that. Um, you would think they would win a national title once every 2 years or 2 or 3 years. And you would think the 49ers would win a Super Bowl every one or two, three, like every 2 or 3 years. And that's not the case. Like there's been a lot of bad seasons for both of these teams, like in terms of like expectations. There has been a lot of unmet expectations. Like the 49ers, I just feel like are the embodiment of we're back, but we're not actually back.
that's really good. And I've got a team here as well like this. Who's won 5 championships? Who's won 5 Super Bowls? It's all about the Miami Hurricanes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
One of them all like a lot in a row, like in a very concentrated area. Like no one's gonna ever deny like the U. No one's ever gonna deny like the Bill Walsh, George Seifert era of the 49ers, everything like that. But like 49ers have been to several Super Bowls since then, haven't won any of them. Miami hasn't won the ACC since they've joined. They went to the national championship, came up just short. But plus there's also like there's a sort of cockiness that happens and then it goes away when they lose,
Yeah,
which yeah, so that's
100%.
and then finally, who do you have for the Seattle Seahawks, who is probably going to win the Super Bowl this weekend,
Most
next
likely.
weekend?
Most
Yeah,
likely. That's where I have the Miami Hurricanes. And the way I looked at this, the timelines don't necessarily match up, but your biggest runs and like most memorable runs of success came with all world defenses. You're talking about the Legion of Boom and you're talking about the early 2000s Miami defense and like legendary defenses with future Hall of Famers galore on both of those units. And you really probably didn't win as much as you probably should during those eras. And now you're trying to rebuild to get back to those points. And I kind of see the similarities between those two.
the Cortez Kennedy crossover, I love it. This is where I have LSU.
Okay. Oh, that's a good call too.
Did you know Seattle's been to the more NFC championships than anybody this century, or net Super Bowls in this century? They're going number 4 now. You have the Hasselbeck, the Legion of Boom, the one back. This is 4. Nobody else has been.
I forget about the Hasselbeck one. Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic home, very tough place to play on the road, with Tiger Stadium and
hmm
then what up, CenturyLink or Lumen Field, excuse me. It's called Lumen Field right now. That's
I
taking a turn. That's taking a turn with that show we watch.
Severance. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Always went with defense. They've also had some fantastic explosive players in offense, whether that's Sean Alexander, Steve Largent, Billy Cannon, Joe Burrow. They also, whenever they usually went with defense, but like they have some offenses that just explode. Like the Seahawks offense now, 2019 team with the Joe Burrow. I mean, I think this is one that I'm proud of that I came up with.
No, that's a really good one. And yeah, I think you can definitely liken that. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, like beast mode probably tail end of his prime, and Leonard Fournette probably lined up about right too as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Which one of mine was your favorite? I'll share which ones of yours was my favorite.
I'm gonna. I really liked. Hmm. Who did you have for the Bears again? I remember liking your Bears more than I did my Nebraska for that.
Texas.
Yeah,
Texas.
Texas for the Bears was probably better than
I
my
loved
than
your
my.
I loved your Northwestern New York Jets Mike
No,
Greenberg angle. That
thank
one's
you,
good.
thank you, thank you.
That was really good. And now that we've done all that, we've done a lot of NFL stuff. Let's keep going. Got to roll up the meat sleeves here, man. We're gonna put some people in the fan-sided no, false start Hall of Fame. The Charred Jackets.
That's right. The Charge Jackets. They're covered in coal dust.
So the way that we did this is Cody and I have consulted, and we're going to put 5 players in. We're going to cap it with basically it's guys who are no longer playing college football or are done with college football.
hmm
We can only do 2 quarterbacks a year. We got to have a defensive player. We're going to do a coach, and we're going to do a contributor. I don't know the last player to get in, so Cody's going to begin to share that with us. But we're going to start with our first unanimous induction. That would be former New Mexico State and Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia. Congratulations, brother.
100%. He might be 5'9", 198, but he's 7 foot in our hearts,
No,
you
I
know?
know. There hasn't, I mean, we didn't do the show when Stetson Bennett was in there, but this is like the closest like thing to that where it's like just so much heart, so much effort, so much fun, making stuff happen out of nothing. Just kind of like a guy that we're like, look, he's not going to do anything in the NFL. And you know what? And that's okay because this
Mhm.
is special. This is college football. Played forever.
Yeah, 100%. And like I think he also embodies false start just a little bit because like he's a hell of a football player. Like again, he's probably not going to do anything in the NFL, but like he was a hell of a football player at both New Mexico State and at Vanderbilt. And but he's also kind of just an idiot. And
Yeah.
like we're also kind of just idiots. So like I think it works out quite nicely.
All right. You want to induct our second quarterback?
No, you go ahead. I want to save my spiel for the surprise.
Okay. This guy just recently hung up the spikes forced on him. He doesn't shake hands, he doesn't kiss babies, he drives Lamborghinis. He played at Georgia and Miami. That's Carson Beck.
Yeah, you had to introduce Carson Beck. Come on now. You know you did.
Yeah. Again, another guy just embodies what this show is about. A lot of action, a lot of results, a lot of not results, but very hard to digest. And I think that that really encapsulates our show. I mean, Carson Beck's still relatively young. I think he's got an NFL future. He'll probably be in the league for 10 years. He'll probably have a run as a starter and he'll be attached to like a franchise. Um, I don't know if well, but probably like Jeff George.
I actually floated today. I did a post on fansided.com about players with Todd Monken connections that should the Browns should add. And I said the Browns should draft Carson Beck in like on like
Absolutely.
day 3. Come compete with Shador.
I hope he'd out Shador. He will.
Yeah, 100%.
He'll be out a Pro Bowler. And honestly, like if he's a third round pick by the Browns, that's a fantastic pick.
Yeah, 100%. Like I the more I wrote about it, the more I was like, "Oh my God, I'm onto something here."
Yeah. I love that. We've got to go. We got to go with the guy from, another transfer guy. He played at the junior college level or FCS level. Guy who just was a whole ball of energy 2 years ago. Led one of the most fun, unexpected teams ever. Definitely is going to do UFC when this is all done. Ultimate cage fighter, former Arizona State running back, Cam Scatterbo.
What a legend, dude. Has like fewer brain cells than I have fingers, but like we love him for it.
Just a guy that would like literally die in the field.
100%.
He was like I don't know if we've had some other running backs that have been a lot of fun, but like I haven't been this infatuated with a guy who carried the ball that didn't play at Georgia in a very long time. Like
100%. Yeah.
just,
No.
just love watching this guy go to work. But like basically all of the brawn, all the physicality that Bryce Love didn't have at
Mhm.
Stanford. Like I love this guy was just going nuts and
No,
seemed though it's still playing.
it was like I mean, like truly it reminded me a little bit of Mike Allstott. Like that's
Yeah.
and like not just because they're both white, but like just because like just a dude who didn't look like he should be like it looked like he was playing out of position, quite frankly. Like if you just look at his build, he doesn't look like a running back. He looks like a bowling ball. He looks like he should be playing linebacker. And there he was. Do want to share this. I watched an interview with Jameis Winston where he was talking about Scadaboo's injury with the Giants. And if you didn't see it, he snapped his ankle just clear in half. And
Yeah.
it was pretty ugly. And they whoever was interviewing him asked Jameis like, what was that moment like? And like, what do you think of the kid? And he goes, well, I think everything you know about him is that when he snapped his ankle in half and it was facing the wrong way, he was asking people to pick him up because he wanted to go on the next snap. And like, that's who Cam Scadaboo is. Like, that's just who he is.
I want Jameis Winston to play for the Falcons so badly.
Dude, Jameis is a national treasure.
I know he's the Jameis Winston podcast. Just put him out there.
100%.
And the last guy that I know of the players, this we got to get a defensive player right here. A guy that who every bit blue chipper coming out, played for his hometown team, was part of one of the most fun pass rushes we've covered. Would put his foot in his mouth all the time, but hell of a player. I don't even know what NFL team he's on right now, but former Ohio State edge rusher Jack Sawyer, come on down, brother.
He's a Yinzer now. He's on the
Oh,
Steelers.
oh yeah. Him and JTT. I can't say JTT's last name, but Jack Sawyer was just like the Garrett Bowles of college football.
100%, man. hates flag planting more than anyone on this earth, and we love him for it. He's what about, and also gave us one of the great Gus Johnson calls of all time, the Jack Sawyer.
Oh man. Some people were meant to hang drywall, and some men were meant to play football, and this is false start. Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Jack
All
Sawyer
right.
was born to do both.
It's chicken. All right. You got to introduce the fifth and final player who's getting before we get to our coach and contributor, who's getting to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir. This is a player who, if you Google his middle name is not really found on the internet, but we have a middle name for him on here, and he was a once great running back. He technically played in 2025, but not really. And that's our boy Jaden Zach-Ott.
Yes.
Who else could it be? But we both very fondly remember him at Cal. Like him and Fernando at Cal was a hell of a good time. It made those Cal games late night worth watching.
Yes. Jaden Zach-Ott. I guess he's done playing. I don't know. He took the ball.
He is. He was at the Senior Bowl. I confirmed that before I put him on here.
He was just, I couldn't spell Jaden. We were like, this guy's going to save Justin Wilcox's job. And he kind of did for a little bit. Then he went to Oklahoma and he's like, I'm not doing this.
I can't be here right now.
I don't want to be around.
That's right.
Jaden Zach-Ott, thank you. That was that fits it perfectly because these are all five guys that we talked about. Like it became canon with the show, and that's kind of what we were hoping for with the players. Very proud of this class. I don't know who else you were debating, but we'll probably add them into next year's Hall of Fame.
100%. They're still on the ballot, and we'll get them in there. But these are definitely the pillars of false start.
Yes, this is the Babe Ruth. This is the Ty Cobb.
And honorable mention, I do want to give it. He is not getting in, but he's definitely a candidate for next year. Is Cam Black Smoke Rising, obviously. Yes. The first episode.
Yes, Cam Black Smoke Rising and Quinn Ewers are very much like they got to wait their chance because you got to deal with Peck and Pavia, man. That's just it's tough.
It's a hard it's a hard ballot to crack.
All right, there is only one man that we could put in here for our first coach. This is the guy who is a legend at his alma mater, just a legendary personality. Had whole articles written about him in Tulsa World. Almost won some stuff, but I got headbutted by a cattle. Won 4 games the last 2 years. The ineffable Mike Gundy.
He's 40 for eternity, man.
No, we're 15 for a moment, and he's 40 for eternity, baby. Mike Gundy, people hate him, but there was something about the way that he did things. I think the biggest thing that we loved about Gundy the most was he would always stand up for his players. Ollie Gordon II, he's like, yeah, I've driven lit a couple millions of times.
I'm driving drunk home after this. I swear to God.
I mean, we didn't know what his turtle's name was. So we gave him a nickname Gator. He wanted to name his kid Gator. He met his wife by throwing rocks at her at a Little League baseball park.
He's truly like, I fully understand why someone wouldn't like Mike Gundy, but as someone who covers the sport every day and isn't an Oklahoma fan, like if you're Dakota Gregory, like I understand why you don't like Mike Gundy, very much so. But like from us as like neutral observers, it's just been entertainment for decades. Like what more can we ask for?
No, Mike Gundy just changed the game. He was there for all the best years of Oklahoma State football.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like we also got some good football out of it too. Not recently, Absolutely. But we did get some good football at some time.
Hell yeah. And the contributor, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this every year, but we got to do it now. LC, man. Congratulations. Yeah. Indiana won a national championship. You are college football, brother.
Talk about poetry. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's very poetic that LC goes out after week 1 on college game day and Indiana 16-0 wins Cincinnati. Like, that's the good stuff, you know?
My favorite thing about Lee Corso, it's not necessarily the headgear picks. It's not necessarily, although I did love the one where he was like, Houston was playing Southern Miss and he says, F it on the air. Yeah. Just a guy that just an absolute vibes curator before we even knew what that was. He made college football for everybody. And probably the guy that we're going to induct next year posthumously probably does this too. And he wasn't even around when we were doing the show, but like, this this is rarefied air, and we have to do it for league courses last year in college football. Congratulations, LC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a hyperbole to say that we would probably not be doing this show if we didn't grow up with Lee Corso.
No,
Like, I don't think that's hyperbolic to say at all.
no, there was Ask Madden and there was Ask Corso, and we asked
Yeah.
Corso a lot, and he told me to run the ball off tackle a lot.
And I said, we're throwing deep.
Oh man, and we're throwing deep here to get out of here with some variation of this. It's not guys remembering dates, but guys remembering coaches.
That's
Cody and
right.
I are going to remember two coaches apiece, and then we're going to share one of the legends from youth sports we had growing up, and we're going to ask questions to learn more about this amazing individual. All right. Do you want me to start with a college football coach, or do you want me to start? Or do you want to start?
You go ahead and start. You go ahead and start. We'll go through this.
This is the first guy that I'm. This is the guy I immediately thought of when we're doing this. Former Kansas head coach Mark Mangino, the meatball.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Giant human being. Loved running the football. When we were in high school, Kansas was at the peak of its powers there with Todd Reesing. Them at KU and Mizzou, the pinnacle of the border war.
Mhm.
Um, just didn't look like anybody else. Didn't coach like anybody else. Nobody else won like him. And I think he was at KU for about like maybe like 8, 10 years or something like that, like 2000, 2008. It ended very unceremoniously for him. And Kansas really circled the drain for a long time until like Lance Leipold kind of got it going. But like, this is a guy that wanted a very difficult spot in a way that was fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, Mark Mangino.
No, dude, Mark Mangino was ahead of his time, truly. Like, I think that had he come around nowadays as an offensive mind, like, I think he'd be very highly talked about.
Yes, I love me some Mangino. Who's your first coach you would remember?
So I'm gonna take a signal from you picking Mark Mangino and say that we went in different directions for remembering coaches because I picked two coaches that were dog ass. So, my first one's Chad Morris. Unforgettable stuff. Went 7-5 at SMU, and that somehow got him the Arkansas job, which is just unbelievable stuff. Um, I didn't realize this until I was looking into it. Did you know that his first season when he went 2-10, that was the first 10-loss season in Arkansas history?
I did not know that.
That's and oh, it gets worse. I'm not done piling on Chad Morris. Over his almost two full seasons at Arkansas, he went 4-18. All four of those wins came against G5 or FCS teams. He didn't win a single Power 5 game at the time.
Man,
Um,
your son could win an ACC championship either.
just truly remarkable levels of ineptitude. And now he's the Clemson offensive coordinator once again.
God, that's beautiful, man. I've gone with guys who actually kind of won something like that. Here's my big question. Do you I'm not gonna be the last guy because he's kind of stunk too. Uh, we're gonna go with we're gonna go Les Miles, man.
Hell yeah. Problematic individual, but a fun head coach.
Yes. Won a lot at Oklahoma State, won a lot at LSU, did not win at all at Kansas. We ended up having some problems during cameos at the end. Michigan man through and through, didn't know a damn thing about offense. Was chewing grass on the sidelines. He always had the crispest, whitest, tightest LSU hat. I used to always joke with my college buddies, LSU was fantastic at that time. Like,
Yeah.
dude can't spell his name. He thinks that says his name, LSU.
100%. That's Lesu.
Less you. That's you.
It's you. We'll get Antonio one of those hats.
I know. And who do you want to remember?
Um, I'm going one close to home. Did have one good season. I'll give him credit for that. Larry Fedora.
Yeah.
And I was reminded earlier this week of when Larry Fedora said that, paraphrasing here, the sport was changing so much and that in 10 years it might be unrecognizable. And our basically said our country's going to fail if that happens. Just like, what are we talking about, dude? Like, I love college football. I don't think it's the backbone of the United States of America. And he also, like, 2015, North Carolina went 11-3, lost in the Russell Athletic Bowl, but still finished top 15 in the country. Like, that fooled everyone to thinking that he was anything but mid. But at the end of the day, he finished 45-43 as North Carolina's head coach, which is exactly what Larry Fedora was.
I think he was coaching that that Southern Miss team that that elicited that reaction out of LC.
Yeah, 100%.
Larry Fedora, I think every time I see him with the visor, I think he's just Kunu from Freddie Sarah Marshall.
You got some pain behind those eyes.
All right. Can't believe we're doing this, but we're gonna do it.
Hell yeah.
All right. So I played a lot of baseball growing up, and the coach that I want to remember was Coach Perry.
Coach Perry. Hell yeah.
And again, you're allowed to ask questions and understand this. So he was, I think I was on like one or two rec teams he was the head coach of. He was on head coach of one of my travel teams, was an assistant with my dad and my three other ones in my select teams.
Mhm.
He was kind of more of our infield coach. I don't know if he was really a good coach. Was not in good health then. Passed away recently.
Mhm.
Knees were
RIP. RIP.
yeah, RIP to Coach Perry. Knees are absolutely shot, but was an absolute like the politician of East Side baseball, an absolute vibes curator. His big thing was when we were playing the infield, he threw his hat on the ground when he missed a ground ball through your legs. And he's like, "Come on, man." The other thing was his big phrase was, I think he was Canadian.
Okay.
Loosen up, come on, loosen up, y'all. Gotta loosen up, gotta loosen up.
So that's my first question. Like, give me a scenario when he'd hit you with the loosen up.
Like the pitcher just can't throw strikes. I'm on
Okay.
first base. He brings us all to the mound, and it's like we're about to walk in the winning run. He's like, "Come on, y'all, loosen up, y'all."
So it was like a mound visit type of thing. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
he visited the mounds a lot. He went to Indiana as well, so
Mm.
he was a big IU guy. So obviously, I wish he could have seen this national
Yeah,
championship.
absolutely.
He used to because he couldn't really walk very well because he had like knee surgery. He would take his like red Corvette or his red sedan, drive it down like the cement, park it behind the backstop, and nobody else could do it but him. He told a little kid at one time to go get him a soda, and he says, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Don't you know who I am, Coach Perry?" Uh,
What a did next question. Did the sedan ever catch a foul ball?
yeah.
That's what I
I
figured, but
think
yeah.
he got one off of his head back in like '02. Um, so the other thing is he had two dogs. I forget the Huron's name was, but the Remus one's name was Hoosier.
Hell yeah. Who's just a good dog name?
Um, his son was on all the travel teams with me, and he was couldn't run either, play outfield, couldn't really hit. But his big thing was he was a really good shortstop. He was a fantastic pitcher. Every time his
Mm.
kid gave up a home run, he was instructed to drill the batter in the back the next time. Show no fear.
All right, Coach Perry's a legend. That's all I needed to hear right there.
The other thing that was great was I'll finish this. So whenever there were drafting teams, he would always get the worst jerseys possible so he could move up the draft order.
Hmm.
He would always draft a catcher, and he always draft my friend Kyle because he played catcher. And they were always in the Royals. There was always like this pale white, blue, just terrible crap jersey. They were the Royals for like 7 years in a row, and he was always on this team. The other thing was his son JT. Did not refer to his mom as mom. He's like everybody out here's mom. The kid was born a teenager, and like he just would just scream Nancy as loud as he possibly could.
Oh, the Perry family is they got some stuff cooking.
Yeah, legend. You got any more questions about Coach Perry?
Um, no, I think we covered. I think you did a pretty good job of painting a picture of Coach Perry, quite frankly. I
Yeah,
feel like I know this man.
yeah. His line of work. He would sell. He was in
Mm.
charge of
I
like
forget that like little league baseball coaches have jobs. Like I forget about that.
yeah, he did the car washes at like gas stations, like the ones that we
Hell,
drive through and stuff. And
hell
that was
yeah.
that was just a legend, man.
What a guy.
Yeah,
Sounds
what a
like he was on
legend.
his feet a lot for a dude who had bad knees.
Yeah, he was just out there doing it. I don't know. I don't even know if he was like he was particularly great at coaching, but he was like Eddie Sutton. Like, come on, man. Not teaching him anything. He's like five guys out there playing. Just
Bat to ball. Let's go.
God, love you some Coach Perry. My dad will love this segment if he talks about it.
Hell yes.
All right, your turn. Who we got? Who do we got to remember?
We're gonna go with a JV basketball coach I had. I truly couldn't tell you his first name, so it's Coach Carpenter, who we called Coach Carp.
Coach
And
Carp.
Coach Carp was like one of the youngest teachers at West Henderson High School at the time. And so like he was the type of young teacher who like all the high school girls are like swooning over all the time. And like he was the JV basketball coach. I really don't think he knew what he was doing coaching basketball, quite frankly. Little backstory on me as a young basketball player. I was out of shape, but I could shoot the shit out of the ball. Like I was a really good shooter. Had no real interest in playing defense. Wasn't athletic, and obviously I'm a short guy. So my basketball prowess was more or less limited to, hey, stand out behind the 3 point line and just let it rain. And so that's what I did most of the time. Two stories to get you how mine and Coach Carp's relationship. Um, the first one, they're actually both from the same team camp. We went to a team camp down in Clemson, and it's kind of just like an AAU tournament. You're just playing in all the Clemson practice gyms. You're playing like 4 times a day. Just things that you could do in high school that if I did right now, I would die. But there was one game, and we start off the game, and I hit 2 straight threes, and I start feeling myself a little bit. So we're bringing up the ball on the next possession, and I see the defender's playing off me, and I'm like, why is this dude doing this? I'm hot right now. And I pull up. I missed the shot. It wasn't a bad miss, but I miss it. And Coach Carp pulls me from the game immediately. Like we're like 2 minutes into the game, and he pulls me, and he sits down beside me, and he goes, "Cody, do you know where you just pulled up from?" And I said, 3 point range. And he points at the red line where I had just pulled up for a three from, and he goes right there. And I was like, "Understood, Coach Carp. Gotcha." And the second one was he frankly just attacked me, not in like a physical way or anything, and not even meaning to, but we were getting our asses kicked in this one game at this team camp, and we couldn't stop the opposing team. And we get into halftime, and he's like chewing out the entire team. And again, you got to remember, I had no interest in playing defense at this time. And he looks at everyone on the team and he goes, "Effing Cody's our best defender right now." I was like,
uh,
"Thanks, coach. Appreciate you."
so we had a coach like this in our baseball. When I was like, I think he became like a JV coach or whatever when I was like a sophomore or a junior or senior. And what did Coach Carp teach at West Henderson?
I'm pretty sure he was like a shop teacher.
Okay. My equivalent of that taught like AP US history.
Oh no, he couldn't have taught anything that required a book. I'm pretty sure Coach Carp can't read.
Yeah. This coach was like best friends with like the really mean AP psychology teacher. They went to high school together. One was a raging nerd, the other one was just a jock, but they were buds, man.
Hell yeah.
They should just troll kids the whole time. So I guess the other thing with Coach Carp is, so I guess what I'm getting at is like you are the same thing in every sport you play, whether that's soccer, whether that's lacrosse, or that's basketball. All offense, no defense. You striker attack, shoot
Defense
first.
doesn't matter, brother.
Um, so you had like a decent relationship with this guy. Was there like people on your team that just did not jive with him? What kind of players like drove him nuts besides you?
uh Honestly, I think the tryhards really got to him. Like guys who would just like try to suck up to him. Because like I don't know if you know this about me, not really a big suck up, not really kind of in my DNA. I think that's a trait that we both share. Like we're not trying to impress anybody, we're just going to be us. And uh he there were a couple kids on the team who would be like, "Oh guys, we got to be better." And he's like, "Hey, I got this. Like I'm coaching the team. Like you shut the hell up." Like you're like he didn't want like an on-floor leader or like someone who was like a teacher's pet on the basketball court. There was also one kid on our team who did not like him because another good Coach Carp story. He had a little bit of a temper, just a little bit. And at one point he was trying to install a full court press break, and we were really struggling with running this in practice. And he takes the ball and he just like chews us out. I don't remember what he said, but I remember the last line of it was, "Run the damn break!" And he throws the ball as hard as he can, like high up on the wall, and it comes back and hits one of our players in the head. And yeah, Chris was not a big fan of Coach Carp after that.
Yeah, Chris. I guess my last question about Coach Carp is this. So, like, what type of vibes did he give off, like 9 to 5, like in school? Like when you see him around the hallways, what kind of the student body interaction with him outside the basketball team? Like what kind of people was he hanging out with, or what kind of vibes was he putting out there within high school vibes?
So I never had one of his classes, I will say that. But from what I heard in terms of his classes, his teaching style would be best described as we're gonna watch a movie today. And as far as his interactions go, I don't think he truly didn't interact a lot with our with a lot of the other teachers. He would interact with our varsity basketball coach, who was a history teacher and also a raging dickhead, but that's neither here nor there. And he would interact with our resource officer quite a bit, who was just there not doing a whole hell of a lot. But he would conversate with Coach Carp. That's what they would do. And from what I'd heard, the resource officer also spent a lot of time in Coach Carp's class while the movie was playing.
I'll get out of here with this. I saw this on Twitter today. It was just like 1999. Your teacher's hungover. It's the intro music to like Eyewitness. And I'm sitting here and I'm seeing like all this like a Jaguar, there's like a Corvette, there's like animals running across things. Like this is like Cody's childhood bedroom, basically. Just a
Yeah.
lot of stuff happening. And I listened to the music. I totally thought that this was like Baker Street by Jay Rafferty. I thought it was the same music. I was wrong. And apparently anything with a saxophone, like I have no concept that it's different. I thought that song, I thought Baker Street, and I thought Careless Whisper all the same song for a very long time.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
It happens. You know what else happens? We got to finish the show up because this was episode 246 of False Start. You can follow me, John Buhler, on Twitter, X at Buhler118. You can follow Cody Williams at the Sizzle20. You can follow along with us on CFB False Start. Like, rate, listen, subscribe, review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere there's podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. It's really good here. There's 5 guys on the court, for basketball. You've got 5 guys in the infield that Coach Perry yells at. Honestly, if you want to follow along to Coach Perry or Coach Carp on Twitter, just let us know. Just let us know what that person's about, and we'll add that to the narrative.
Yeah, give us all the coach stories. We've had some gems. It was honestly hard for me to narrow it down. I've had some absolute phenomenal coaches.
I know that these guys taught us the love of sports. So, that's what I'm glad we're gonna bring this into the offseason. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this. Have an absolute blast at the Super Bowl. I'll be holding down the fort doing God knows what, but we're gonna do it. It's gonna be great.
I'll be watching. I'll try to hop in the comments, see what I can stir up there.
Yeah, man, nothing gold can stay because this is a false start.